Coming up on today's episode, we'll cover
what is forbearance,
why foreclosures will not explode onto the market during this recession,
why it might be a good time to refinance.
So put the kettle on as we serve up another episode of your monthly market update. Hi, I'm Suzanne Astrop.
And I'm Irena Astrop, and welcome to another episode of our monthly market update, where we attempt to quickly answer the most common questions we've been asked most recently about the housing market. Suzanne, we're hearing a lot about forbearance in the media. Can you tell us what that means?
Of course. So, in the mortgage and lending world, forbearance is considered a temporary postponement of mortgage payments. It's a form of repayment relief granted by the lender or creditor in lieu of forcing a property into foreclosure. So what does that all mean? During the quarantine, and with there being a lot of job loss, lenders have been providing homeowners with a lot of leniency with regards to repayment of their mortgages, allowing many homeowners to pause their payments for months. It can be costly for lenders to foreclose on a property if a homeowner is not paying their mortgage. So if a lender believes that the period of non-payment is going to be a somewhat small window of time, say as in during the COVID quarantine, with widespread job loss being potentially temporary, the lender will allow that pause on payments, also known as forbearance.
Suzanne, we're seeing in the media that a lot of people are comparing what's happening now to what happened in the recession in 2008. Can you tell us a little bit about how what is happening now actually is quite different from what happened in 2008?
Yes, so there are count them, five reasons why this situation is not equal to 2008 and the 2008 housing crisis. Yes, we're seeing a lot of job loss, and that's very terrible. And yes, this means that some homeowners will not be able to continue to pay for their home. However, we will not see the dramatic housing crisis of 2008 repeated this time for five very specific reasons. Number one, annual housing appreciation has not seen the runaway amounts as we saw them in the 6 years leading up to the 2008 recession. We've simply seen steady and consistent growth, with not even the highest amount of appreciation being higher than the lowest amount of appreciation leading up to the big crash. Number two, the Mortgage Credit Availability Index shows the lending industry is nowhere near being as lenient as it was in 2004, 5, and 6. Honestly, at that time, all you had to do was fog a mirror and you could get a loan. Since the crash, lenders have continued to stay pretty strict. Number three, total home equity being cashed out using refinancing is much lower than the years leading up to 2008. 2005, 6, and 7, we can see here in the slide millions of homeowners using equity in their homes as ATMs to finance their lifestyles. Not even in all of the three most recent years combined, 2017, 18, and 19, do we even equal 1 year leading to 2008. Number four, American homeowners have equity, and a lot of it. Currently, upwards of 50% of all the homes in America have at least 50% equity. And going back to the idea of the potential of a lot of foreclosures, that simply isn't going to happen when people on average have $177,000 of equity in their home. And number five, and finally it comes down to supply and demand. The years leading up to the housing crash, we really started to gain a lot of months worth of inventory. In 2008, you can see here that it's a strong buyer's market with over 11 months worth of inventory. And even in 2010, it hit a full year. This means a lot of houses and not enough buyers to buy them all. Contrast that to this year. In fact, for almost a decade now, we've seen a pretty strong seller's market with between 3 and 5 months worth of inventory. What that means is lots of buyers and not enough sellers. When that's the case, it's simple economics. Supply and demand. Not enough supply to meet the demand. With this trend looking to carry on, we'll continue to see steady equity growth for a while to come.
Lastly, is now a good time to refinance?
Oh my goodness, yes. Depending, of course, on the current rate you have with your lender, now might really be a good time for a lot of people to refinance. We're still seeing historically low interest rates. So send us your interest rate and we can let you know if it's worth talking with a loan officer.
Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed our monthly update.
Yes, and if you're interested in finding out if now is a good time for you to buy or sell a home, give us a call or email us today.